today we'll be able to do a few numericals in this part, and we will continue this session some other time, and we will do the remaining numericals. Okay, so I would like you to solve this with me. So here is the first question. Two bodies, okay, of equal mass are moving with velocities v and 3v respectively. What is the ratio of the kinetic energy? Okay, so kinetic energy of 1 upon kinetic energy of 2 is half m v square, half m 3v square. Okay, so this will get cancelled, and this will be v square upon 9v square. That will be 1 by 9. So the answer is k1 upon k2 is 1 is to 9. Okay, so this is the first answer. Okay, anyone, any questions in this? Yeah, so what do you have over here? The speed of the motorbike changes from 5 meter per second to 20 meter per second. Find the ratio of the initial and the final kinetic energy. So again, here you have k1 upon k2, that is half m phi square upon half m 20 square. So this will get cancelled, and this will be 1 by 4 square, which will be 1 by 16, and therefore k1 is to k2 is 1 is to 16. Okay, so I can go to the next question. So this is the next question. A ball X is kept at a height of h. Another a similar ball is kept at a height 5h. What is the ratio of the potential energy? So here we can have U1 upon U2 is mgh and mg5h. So that will be h upon 5h. So this will be 1 over 5. So U1 is to U2 is 1 is to 5. So that is the ratio of potential energy. Whenever they ask the answers in ratio, this is how you should be leaving your answers. Okay, can we go to the next one?
So 1 second.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So a 200-gram ball is thrown vertically upward with the initial velocity 30 meter per second. What will be the kinetic energy of the ball when it returns to the starting point? Ignore air resistance. And what will be the potential energy of the ball at the highest point? Okay. So now when the ball is leaving the ground, the velocity is 30 meter per second. Now I hope you understand that when it goes to the highest point over here, this is the highest point. How do you know that? Since the velocity will become zero, it can't go any further up. And when this ball will fall down, the velocity will again be 30 meter per second because it comes back to the same height. Okay, so therefore the first answer, I call it as A over here. So that is the kinetic energy of the ball is half mv square and half into 200 upon 1000 into 30 into 30. So this 2, this is 100, 2 zeros, and here, so this will be 90 joules. And for the B1, okay, all the energy that the ball possessed on the ground turns into potential energy when the ball reaches the highest point. And that is the reason why we say potential energy at the top is equal to kinetic energy on the ground. Okay, now why? because this is conservation of energy. Okay, you can mention over there law of conservation of energy. And so you can say that potential energy is half mv squared, which is 90 joules. If you do not mention this, okay, the law of conservation of energy, and directly write this, you will lose marks. So potential energy is 90 joules, which is at the highest point, and kinetic energy is 90 joule, which is on the ground. Okay, any doubts? Okay, so a water pump raises 50 kgs of water through a height of 25 meters in 5 seconds. Calculate the power. So this is a straightforward question. Let me write down the information that is provided. Mass is 50 kilogram. Okay, height is 25 meters and time is 5 seconds. Now the value of G is not given. We take it as 10 meter per second square, and power is asked. Now power is work upon time, and over here work is mgh. So that will be 50 into 10 into 25 upon 5. So this is 10. So 2500 watt. So the power is 2500 watt. Okay. Okay. So this is the next question. A metal ball of mass 2 kilogram is allowed to drop freely from rest. So initial velocity is 0 from a height of 5 meters above the ground. So we have mass equal to 2 kilograms and height is 5 meters. Okay. Calculate the potential energy possessed by the ball. So let's call this as A, B, and C. So in part A, you need potential energy. So that is mgh. So 2 into 10 into 5. So that will be 100 joules. Okay, the second thing they are asking, what is the kinetic energy just before it hits the ground? So same what I did just now. Potential energy at the top is equal to kinetic energy on the ground. Okay, so this is by the law of conservation of energy. And therefore what we get is kinetic energy is also 100 joules. Okay, so this is the B part. Now the C part. What happens to the mechanical energy after the ball hits the ground and comes to rest? So you know that the ball is dropped from a height. The moment it falls on the ground, if all the energy given by the ball to the ground, if the ground gives it back, then the ball is supposed to jump up to the same height. But it says that instead of jumping up, the ball stays on the ground. That means it is losing all the energy. Okay, so that means 100 joules of energy is lost in the form of heat and sound, you can say. Okay, sound energy when the ball hits the ground, and it is lost in the form of heat. Okay, any questions, anyone?
So don't we have to write mechanical energy is 0?
Yeah, so that's the point here. Now, what happens to the mechanical energy? Yeah, so you can mention that the mechanical energy is 0 right now, but they are asking what happens to it. So
Okay, sir.
that is lost in the form of heat and sound. Okay, any other questions? A boy of mass 40 kg runs upstairs and reaches 8-meter high first floor in 5 seconds. Calculate the force of gravity on the boy. So if you take M as 40 kilograms, height as 8 meters, and time as 5 seconds. Okay, so force of gravity is your weight, that is mg. So that is 40 into 10, that is 400 Newton. Okay, and this is something that you have to understand, like whether the boy is on the ground or whether the boy is somewhere up, like here, the boy is here. The force of gravity will be same, mg only on him. Okay, that will not change. So that is one point. The second point that they are asking is the work done against gravity. That is mgh. So that is 400 into 8, 3200 joules. And the third thing is the power. So power is work upon time, 3200 upon 5 seconds. So that is 640 watt. Okay. Any questions, anyone?
No, sir.
Okay. Can I go to the next question now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the world record of weightlifting is held by Sergey Diak of USSR. He lifted 261 kilos to a height of 2.3 meters in 4 seconds. Okay. The weight lifted by Diak will be how much? So M is equal to 261 kilograms. Height is 2.3 meters and time is equal to 4 seconds. So this is the same. When you talk about weight, weight is a force. Okay, so that is equal to mg. So 261 into 10, that is 2610 Newton. Okay, the second point is the work done by him. So work is again mgh upon t. So this is 261 into 10 into
So
height.
work is MGH only, right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, work is mgh. That is my mistake. So this will be 2610 multiplied by 2.3, and that will give me 6003 joules. And the third is power, which is work upon time. That is 6003 divided by 4 seconds. Okay, so that will come out to be 1500.75 watt. Okay, now if such questions are asked, this question will carry 3 marks at least, because there are 3 things which are asked. Everything that is asked should carry marks in an exam. Okay, any questions? So we go to the next now. A boy weighing 350 Newton runs up a flight of 30 steps, each 20 centimeter high in 5 seconds. Power expended by the boy. So again, here power is work upon time, that is mgh upon time. So m into g is already given over here in the form
So to
of,
find the height, we'll have to multiply 20 and 30, right?
yes,
Because
30 steps and 20 centimeter each. So that is 30 into 20, and you have to divide by 0 because this is given in centimeters. You have to express them in meters. And the time, so time is down over here and it is 5 seconds. So therefore it is 5. Okay, so this anyways get cancelled. Then 5 sevens are. So this is 70 into 3 into 2. 3 2s are 6. 6 into 7 is 42. So 420 watt is the answer. Okay, does anyone have any questions in this?
So what does expended mean?
Expended is spent by the boy. Yeah.
So we didn't take the value of G in this sum.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. It is Newton. So M into G is Newton. Okay. So if they say mass is 35 kilograms, then you do 35 into G. Okay. Anyone else has any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So mgh upon T, mg is in kilogram, G is meter per second square, H is in meter, and time is in seconds. Okay, then only the answer that you will get will be in joules. Okay, so moving on to the next question. Here now you can see that the mass is given in 60 kilograms and the height is 30 into 20 centimeter. So that will be 6 meters. Time is given as 15 seconds. Okay, so power is mgh upon time. So that will be 60 into 10 into 6, and this is 15. So this is 4. 6 4s are 24. 240 watt is the
240.
answer. Yeah. Okay, any questions? So we can go to the next one.
So 1 second, can you go up?
Yeah. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So a body of mass 1 kilogram is thrown vertically upward with an initial speed of 5 meter per second. What is the magnitude of force due to gravity acting on the body when it is at the highest point? What is the maximum weight attained by the body? Okay, now this is a very simple question which I explained it to you, that this is a body whose mass is 1 kilogram. Okay, so the mass is 1 kilogram. Now, if this body goes up and comes down, so where the velocity was given to be 5 meter per second, now here the mass will still remain 1 kilogram and the velocity will become 0. Now, in between, the mass will still remain 1 kilogram and the velocity will be like say 2.5 meter per second. Okay, it will be some value between 5 and 0 because it will gradually reduce. Does everyone understand this? So
Yes.
yeah, so what I'm trying to say is the mass of gravity, mass of the body remains 1 kg throughout, and acceleration due to gravity remains 10 meter per second at every point. And therefore, the weight of the body, which is mg, is 1 into 10, that is 10 Newton at every point. That does not change because neither the mass changes, neither the value of g changes. Okay, if they had asked about the energy, then total energy will also be the same. Okay, that you know, that conservation of mechanical energy. What will change is the potential energy. Like on the ground, potential energy is 0. At the maximum height, kinetic energy is 0. Okay, so answer to the first question and to the second question is equal to 10 Newton. Okay, there is nothing like maximum weight. The weight will be same and that is 10 Newton at every point. Okay, any questions, anyone?
No, sir.
Okay, so yeah, so a block of 30 kgs is pulled up along the slope as shown in the diagram. I will draw the diagram, okay, with a constant speed by applying a force of 200 Newton parallel to the slope. A and B are the initial positions. Okay, so let me draw the diagram. So what do you need over here is, yeah, so this is the slope and this is like a straight line. So this is 90 degree. This is 1.5 meters and these are the 2 points. So this is A and this is point B. Okay, and this distance is 3 meters. Fine. So now we can solve this question. The force that they are applying is 200 Newton. That is this force. Okay. But this particular block, which is 30 kilograms, the weight of this block will be another force, that is 30 into 10, that is 300 Newton. Okay. Fine. So now the question is, calculate the work done by the force. So let me call this as A. So the part A I'm solving over here. Work done is force into displacement. So the force was 200 Newton and displacement was 3 meters. So it is 600 joules. So this is the work done. And the second is kinetic energy gained by the block. So at point A, the block was on the ground. So the kinetic energy was 0. So kinetic energy is mgh, which is 30 into 10 into 1.5 because that's the height reached by the block. Okay, so that will be 450 joules. Okay, now obviously in such questions they can add another question that where is that excess energy? Okay, where is the excess energy gone? Now what is the meaning of excess energy? 600,
Friction.
yeah, 600 joule is the work done on the block to push it up, but the potential energy gained is only 450 Newton. So when they talk about excess energy, that is 600 minus 450, that is 150 joules. So this energy is lost to friction. So if at all, if there is a question like that, you should know what to answer.
So,
Oh, yes.
so how do we know the distance between A and B is 3 meters?
Yeah, that's what I said. I had not drawn the diagram earlier, but this is the diagram given in the question.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so this was not in the sheet that I sent you, which I didn't draw it that time. So this is the diagram. It will be provided along with the question. Okay, so can we go to the next question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, this is question number 13. And work of 1000 joules is done on a body in 4 seconds such that the displacement is 20 meters. Calculate the force. Okay, this is a nice way of asking. So work is 1000 joules, time is 4 seconds, and displacement is 20 meters. Okay, so now we know that work is force into displacement. So 1000 is F into 20. So this is 1000 upon 20. Okay, so the 0 get cancelled and this will be 50 Newton. Okay, so the force is 50 Newton. That is answer to the part A. And power now. So power, we know it is work upon time. And work is already given to us, 1000 joules. and time is 4 seconds. So that is 25. That is 250 watt. Okay. Any questions, anyone?
No, sir.
Fine. So we go ahead. Okay, an engine of an automobile of power 200 watt. So power is 200 watt. Works for 4 seconds. So this is 4 seconds. And the force is 1,000 Newton that it develops. You have to calculate the maximum displacement. Okay, so I'll try to do it in one formula. Power is work upon time, and work is force into displacement. So let's substitute everything. So this is 200, this is 100, and this is 4. So this is 25. So 200 into 25 into displacement. So that is 200 upon 25. So the displacement will be 8 meters. You can do it, break it up and do it also. Okay. Can I go to the next question?
So 1 minute.
Yeah. So let's continue with the next question. Question number 15. Calculate the horsepower of the motor of an elevator. It can carry 10 people, 10 persons of average mass 60 to a vertical height of 20 meters in 30 seconds. Okay, so that means first you have to calculate power. So power is work upon time, and this is mgh upon time. And mass is 60 kilos of 10 people, and here I take G as 10, and H is 20 meters, and the time is 30 seconds. So this goes with 2, and that will be 4 and 2 zeros, 4,000 watt. Okay. Now I have to calculate power in horsepower. So that is 4,000. Anyone remembers what is the factor that we have to divide with? Yeah. Horsepower into power.
Yes,
No
I think
one?
it's 1.8 something.
746.
So it's 746.
Yeah. So therefore, the power is 5.36 horsepower. Okay. Any questions, anyone? Okay. So we go to the next one. Question 16. How long should an electric motor of power 2 horsepower operate so that the pumps so as to pump 5 cubic meter of water from a depth of 15 meters? Okay. Now here we have to do some small calculations. You know that density of water is 1000 kg per meter cube. What is the meaning of this? 1 cubic meter of water, the mass is 1,000 kilograms. Okay, if you understand cubic meter, this is a cube of 1 meter each dimension. Okay, so that much water weighs 1,000 kilograms. So here this is 5 cubic meter. So that means 5 cubic meter of water will have a mass of 5,000 kilos. Okay. And the height is given to be 15 meters. And the power is 2 horsepower. So let's solve this now. So I take power as mgh upon time. And this is 2 horsepower. So that is 2 into 746 watt. And this is 5,000 into 10 into h, that is 15, and we want to know the time. Okay, how long should it take? So T is equal to 5000 into 10 upon 15, and this will be 2 into 746. Okay, so this will not be a easy calculation because 746 will not go into this. So this is equal to 250,000 upon 2 into 746. Okay, that is 167.56 seconds. The answer will be in seconds. Okay, you can leave it in that, but always remember, leave your answer in decimals, 2 decimal places.
So
Yeah,
for showing that 5000 kg, can we use the formula density is equal to mass upon volume?
yeah, that's what I did now here.
Okay,
So when the like the density is 10 meter kg per meter cube, that means if you have a block of 1 meter cube, okay, so this is 1 meter, this is 1 meter, this is 1 meter. So the volume is 1 meter cube. Then this block will weigh 10 kgs on a weighing scale. Okay, so that is the meaning of density is this much.
yes, sir.
Do you follow that? Yeah. Okay, any other questions, anyone? Fine. So let's go on to the next question. Okay, the electric pump is 60% efficient and it is rated 2 horsepower. Calculate the maximum amount of water it can lift through a height of 5 meter in 40 seconds. Okay, now this I have told you before. I am repeating again. So this is a pump and the pump is 60% efficient. That means whatever power it generates, okay, now it says 2 horsepower. But what we will actually get is 60% of 2 horsepower. Do you follow this? Okay, on the pump, it will be written that this pump gives 2 horsepower and the efficiency is 60%. That means you will actually be able to use 60% of 2 horsepower. Any doubt in this part? Okay.
No, sir.
No,
So,
sir.
so we have power as mgh upon T, and they are asking us what is the height. They have given us the mass. So, calculate the maximum amount of water. Sorry, height is given to you. They want us to calculate the mass. Okay. So in place of power, I'm going to write 60% of 2 horsepower. Mass we need to find. This is 10, height is 5 meters, and this is 40 seconds. Okay, so this is 5 by 4 into m, and 60% is 60 upon 100, and 2 horsepower is 2 into 746. So I can cancel this zeros and zeros. So 6 into 2 into 746 upon 10, and this will be 4 upon 5. Okay, so what will be that value? So let's try and calculate this. It will be easier to just multiply 2 up and down, and then you will get 4 to the 8, 8 to the 16. So 6 into 16 into 746 upon 100. So that will be easier to calculate. So this will be 71616 upon 100. So 716.16 kilograms. Okay, so the pump will be able to carry this much of water to a height of 5 meters in 40 seconds. Okay, any questions, anyone?
No, sir.
Okay, so I'll go to the next one now. Yeah, so this is the question. A compressed spring is held near a small toy car of mass 0.15 kilograms. On release of the spring, the toy car moves forward with a velocity of 10 meters per second. Find the potential energy of the spring. Okay, so this question was a similar question asked in the board examination. So this is a toy car. Okay, now what happens is you apply a force. So then what happens, the spring gets compressed. So now the spring possesses what is called as the elastic potential energy. Okay, and that is what it will give to the toy car when released. So all that potential energy gets converted to kinetic energy of the toy car. Do you follow that? Okay, so
Yes, sir.
here we can say that potential energy of the spring is equal to the kinetic energy of the toy car, and therefore this is equal to half mv square, half into 0.15 into 10 into 10. So this will be 15 upon 2, 7.5 joules. Okay, any more questions in this?
No, sir.
Yeah, so we go ahead now.
Sir, 1 second, can you go, please?
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Yeah. So now here we have question 19. 5 into 10 to the power 12 alpha particle through a point, pass through a point in 40 seconds. If the velocity of these particles is 2 into 10 to the power 7, calculate the energy possessed by these particles and the power developed. Okay, the question is simple, but the only thing is that here there are a lot of powers of 10. Okay, and also the mass of the alpha particle, I will mention it over here. That was 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 27 kilogram. Okay, so calculate the energy possessed by this particle. So energy is equal to kinetic energy. So that is half mv squared. So mass is 6.67 into 10 to the power 27, and the velocity is 2 into 10 to the power 7 squared. Now this will be the kinetic energy of one particle, and there are 5 into 10 to the power 12 particles. So it will be multiplied by that. Okay, so no need to worry about such calculation. You will not be asked to do it. And even if you get, it will be easier. I hope you understand this. Squared, 2 square will be 4, and 10 to the power 7 squared. So that is a raised to m raised to n is a raised to m into n. So 10 to the power 7 squared is 10 to the power 7 into 2, that is 14. Okay, and this is 12. So this goes with 2, and then you have 6.67 into 2 into 5. Okay, and this is power of 10. So a raised to m into a raised to n is a raised to m plus n. So this is minus 27 plus 14 plus 12. And 5 2s are 10. So it is just a shift of decimal. And this will be 26. So that will be 10 to the power minus 1. That is 6.67 joules. Okay, so that was relatively easy calculation. And now they want us to calculate the power, which is work upon time. 6.67 divided by 40. Okay, so that is 0.667 divided by 40. So that will give you how much? 0.16675. So you can leave your answer as 0.17 watt, or else generally we write it like this: 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 1 watt. Okay, so that's fine.
So how did you get the W in the second part?
Energy is work done, right? So we know that work equals energy, because the alpha particles that were in motion did actually are moving, right? So the energy that they possess will be the work done in moving the alpha particles. Okay, has everyone understood so far?
Yes,
Yeah,
I had a
sir.
question.
Yeah.